Are you ready to turn your beauty product idea into an actual product? Well, in this video, that's what we'll cover. Hi, I'm Perry Romanowski, your friendly neighborhood cosmetic chemist, back with another video in the series on launching your own cosmetic product line. I hope you found this video series helpful and that it has demonstrated to you that if you have an idea for a cosmetic line and the passion to see it through, you can start and run your own beauty product line. There is no magic required to make this happen. You just need the right knowledge and the follow-through. I'm really excited to see the products that many of you have been inspired to launch. Now, before we get started with the main part of this video, I wanted to thank everyone who watched the previous videos and left comments. If you haven't seen them, you can click on the links on the side of this video to watch the other videos. In those videos, you'll find the 7-step process to start your own line and a marketing technique that will allow you to start your beauty product line before you actually even make any product. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about a little upcoming class called the Cosmetic Launch Coach. Alright, on to the main topic, how to turn your idea into an actual product. Now, there are a lot of ways to come up with good ideas and even to test whether they are any good. But let's just assume that you've already got a great idea and now you're wondering, what do I do next? Well, there are two approaches you can take. You can either make the products yourself or you can hire someone to make the products for you. Both approaches have their pros and cons. We're going to start with the approach of making the products yourself. Now, there are a number of benefits to making your products yourself. Doing so gives you maximum control about what goes in the formula, how the product works, looks, and feel, plus you'll also own the formulas. Additionally, you can control the products when they're available and how much is available. Finally, you'll be able to better control the costs of your products. When looking at all of these positives, you might start to get the idea that this is a good route to go. And for some people, it really might be, but let's review what you need to do in detail if you're going to make your own products yourself. To make the product yourself, you'll need a number of things. You'll need a formula, manufacturing equipment, raw materials, production space, chemical storage space, testing equipment, and formulation knowledge. It used to be getting a formula was one of the most challenging aspects of creating a product. Before the internet, you could only find formulas in places like cosmetic industry textbooks or scrolling through patents. Today, there are numerous places you can find starting formulas online. Unfortunately, most of these formulas are not suitable for retail sale. Remember, anyone can post anything on the internet. For reliable starting formulas, you can check some of the resources I list in this blog post on my Chemist's Corner website. Note that even this list will only get you starting formulas. You'll have to experiment still to get the formula into a final formula form that's suitable for production. In addition to the formula, you need to get the right equipment to make products. Some people think that they can just use the equipment in their kitchen, but most of the kitchen devices are not suitable for cosmetic product production. It's also not legal to make product for sale in an area that's also used for cooking food. So if you're planning on selling your products, don't use your kitchen or kitchen equipment to make them. Equipment that you need includes a mixer for blending your ingredients, a hot plate for heating your batches, a water bath for cooling your batches, a scale for weighing out your raw materials, containers for mixing and storing your batches, and finally, you'll need some testing equipment like a pH meter and viscometer to make sure that your formulas are produced in a consistent way. To ensure quality, you need to be able to show that each batch is suitably similar to every other batch. Now, as I said, you'll need a place to set up this equipment and make your batches, and it needs to be an area that is free from any food or food production. Some people use their basements or garages, or even they can rent lab space. Ideally, this is going to be a place that has access to running water, electricity, and that you can control the temperature. If you're making products to sell, you need to follow good manufacturing procedures. I'll refer you to an excellent book on the subject, Marie Gale, Good Manufacturing Processes for Soap and Cosmetic Handcrafters. Good book. One of the requirements of following good manufacturing, or GMP, is that you keep good records of your whole procedure. So if you make your own products, you need to keep detailed records about when you make things, how you did it, and the materials that you used, and so on. It can be tedious information to collect, but once you get a system set up, it will become routine. This is the type of information you need if the FDA ever visits you for an audit of your facilities, which can happen. So once you've got your formulas and you've set up your workspace and you're ready to get your raw materials. Depending on the ingredient, most of them can be obtained from suppliers sourced on the internet. When you work at a big company like the one I used to, getting samples was really no problem. But if you're a small startup, you'll have a much more difficult time. A great source for finding raw materials, of course, is to attend a cosmetic industry raw material show like Suppliers Day in New York. Check the New York SCC website for information about the next one. At this show is nearly every ingredient supplier in the cosmetic industry. If you're looking for an ingredient, it's likely that you'll find the maker there. After getting your raw materials, you'll be able to start making your batches. Making batches is a lot like following a cooking recipe, and for most products, it's pretty easy. But some products like color cosmetics or certain emulsions require special blending equipment that's just not easy to obtain. Sometimes, even if you have all the ingredients and the formula, you still won't be able to make a certain formula. If you're going down the route of making your own products, I'd say stay away from these types. Stick with easier things like cleansing products, skin lotions, and styling products. That's not to say you can't make certain products on your own. It's just that some things are so complicated to make, it's just not feasible for most people. Assuming you're able to make your batches, you need to run certain tests before you start selling your products. The tests include safety tests such as irritation tests, microbial tests which will show whether your product is free from microcontamination or not, stability tests which show whether your products will last over time, and claims tests which will show that the stuff you say about your products are true. Now, some of these tests require special equipment, and it's probably best to outsource a lot of this work. But if you are suitably motivated to do everything yourself, you can get the required equipment, learn the procedures, and run the tests yourself. Now, if you enjoy creating products by mixing together ingredients, and you have the money and drive to get the equipment and raw materials to make your own products, then doing so might be a good way to start. However, eventually you're going to want to outsource this work or hire someone else to make your batches for you. If you are serious about building a beauty brand, most of your work should focus on marketing and selling your product, not on producing batches, running tests, and collecting paperwork. If your main focus is to really run a successful beauty brand business, then you'll want to hire someone to make the products for you. The nice part about hiring someone to make your products is that you don't have to get all that lab equipment up front. You don't need to worry about getting raw materials, and you don't have to worry about all that paperwork and running tests and investing a lot of money up front. You can spend your time developing your brand story, which will have a much bigger impact on your product success than even your actual formula. There are 3 types of professionals that you can hire. These include a formulation consultant, a private label company, and a contract manufacturer. Now, there is a lot to know about which one you should hire, but most important in your search is to find somebody who has the expertise in producing the type of products that you want to make. Not every cosmetic chemist will know how to make every product. Some will specialize in color cosmetics, others in hair care or skin care. Some specialize in creating natural products. Before you seek out a professional, make sure you know what type of product that you're looking to make and if you have a marketing angle. You should also have a good idea of the chemical and physical characteristics of your product. Most pros want you to provide a benchmark that will show them exactly the type of product that you want made. When working with a manufacturer, you can expect to have less control about exactly the ingredients that they use to make the products. You also may not own the formulas that they come up with, especially if you're working with a private labeler. If you are serious about building your own beauty brand, I would suggest that you ensure that you get ownership of your own formulations. You don't want to be at the mercy of a manufacturer that produces your product and then you can never change. Typically, working with a manufacturer will require a large sum of money up front to invest. Now, this can be a few $1,000s, so be prepared to spend some money. I think, though, if you add up the cost, ultimately it will cost less money to have someone else develop your products than if you do it all by yourself. But it really does depend on the type of product that you're making. Now, it's interesting to note that there are some very large beauty brands that were created by people who never once mixed ingredients together. Successful brands like Paul Mitchell or St. Ives were really created entirely by marketing people who never made a formula in their lives. They simply hired chemists or manufacturers to create the products for them. So in my opinion, unless you have easy access to lab equipment and raw materials, I'd suggest you hire someone else to make your products. It may cost more money at the start, but in the long run, it's going to cost you less money. But more importantly, it will give you the time to focus on the most important aspect of running a beauty brand, namely product marketing and sales. Remember, it is the marketing of a product that determines the success, not necessarily the uniqueness of the formula. Now, we've covered a wide range of info in these videos, including the entire process of launching a brand, some marketing techniques, and now how to turn your product idea into an actual product. In reality, right now, you should have enough information to start your own line. Even so, there are still a lot of little details that you need to know about for testing your ideas, developing your products, manufacturing your products, distributing them, marketing them, selling them, and even information about your business. That is just way too much to cover in a video series like these. Wouldn't it be great if you had step-by-step instructions on how to do all of these things? Wouldn't it be helpful to have detailed information about setting up your business, testing your ideas, setting up your online presence, driving traffic to your website, marketing your products, getting your orders filled, and how you might work with chemists and contract manufacturers, and how to get even the funding to launch your product line? Well, that's why I put together the Cosmetic Launch Coach. This is a 7-module series which goes through the details of all of these topics. Now, in the next video, I'm going to tell you more about the upcoming course. Now, there will be an offer in that video which will be available to only a limited number of students. Since I'll be personally involved in helping you through the entire process of launching your own product line, I really have to limit the number of people who can join. But if you're serious about realizing your dream in 2017 about starting and running your own beauty product line, this will be exactly the course that you need. I'm really excited to start this class, and I look forward to helping you achieve your goals. So thanks so much for watching. Please leave me a comment below and tell me what you thought of this video and the entire series. Hopefully you were able to get some information from these that will help you advance on launching your product line. Also, feel free to share this video series with anyone else who you think will find it helpful. Thanks again for watching. I'm Perry Romanowski, and I'll see you in the next video.